This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, the news, edited by Lakshman Fonseca and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The President emphasizes significance of substantial contributions from both the public and private sectors to promote tourism. The Media Minister says the professional photographers have opened new avenues to fetch foreign returns. The Examinations Commissioner General assures that the Grade 5 scholarship examination will be held as before. The Sri Lanka Railways ready to operate a number of special trains in view of the Kandy Asala Festival. The Minister of Agriculture calls for an immediate report regarding the cultivation of big onions in Sri Lanka. The New York Times reports Ukraine war troop deaths, injuries near 500,000. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says Sri Lanka must not only boost the number of tourists but also consider elevating the pricing in order to refresh the industry. The President highlighted that the tourism industry stands as a paramount sector capable of swiftly advancing the country's economic objectives. The President's Media Division said the government has implemented numerous pivotal measures to promote the industry. The President emphasized the significance of substantial contributions from both the public and private sectors. He stressed that the government is diligently working to provide the necessary amenities for all stakeholders involved. Addressing the inauguration of the Hilton Yala Resort, President Ranil Wickremesinghe underscored the urgent need for comprehensive development in the region. President Ranil Wickremesinghe also expressed his satisfaction inaugurating the upscale Hilton Hotel in the Yala region. He noted that this move would attract energetic tourists and invigorate the tourism sector. He also extended gratitude to the Melva and the Hilton Group for their contributions. Media Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says the dedication of the professional photographers should be admired. He said the professionals have also opened new avenues to fetch foreign revenue. The minister made these remarks at a function held to mark the 19th World Photo Day. The function was held at the Nelumpakuna premises and it was organized by the National Photographic Society. In line with the function, photographs were taken during the Vietnam War by renowned photographer Mick Woot were also displayed. The President of the National Photographic Society, Anura Gurusinghe, the Executive Director Nimal Amartunga, and several other distinguished photographers participated at the function. Examinations Commissioner General Amit Jayasundara stresses that the Grade 5 scholarship examination will be held as before. He said there will be no change in the structure of the question papers this year. He added that although there are opinions that there will be a change in the 5-year scholarship examination, it will be done in the education reforms to be implemented in the near future. Meanwhile, the Commissioner General expressed hope that the department would be able to release the results of the GCE Advanced Level Examination by the end of this month. He said the process is now almost complete and the first phase of the paper marking duties of the GCE Ordinary Level Examination has commenced last week. It will be held until next Sunday. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The Sri Lanka Railways has scheduled to operate a number of special trains in view of the Kandy Asala festival from the 26th of August to the 30th. Sri Lanka Railways said a special train will leave from Colombo Fort to Kandy at 9:30 a.m. on August 26th to the 30th, and the same train will leave for Colombo Fort from Kandy railway station at 12 midnight. The railways also said a luxury train will also leave for Kandy from Colombo Fort on August 26th, 27th and the 30th at 6:30 a.m. Special trains will be in operation between Kandy and Mathalai from the 26th of August to the 30th of August. The Railways Department says that special trains will also ply between Kandy and Navalapitiya from the 26th of August to the 30th of August in view of the Kandy Asala festival. Accordingly, special trains will operate to Navalapitiya from Kandy at 11:40 p.m. So Railways Deputy General Manager N.G. Indipalage said that these special trains will be deployed in addition to the routine trains in view of the Kandy Asala festival on the directives of Transport, Highways and Media Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. The Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaraveera called for an immediate report regarding the cultivation of big onions in Sri Lanka from the Department of Agriculture. The minister pointed out that onion cultivation in Sri Lanka has failed during the past few years, though it has been a success for a long time. The ministry said the annual requirement of onions is 300,000 MTs, but Sri Lanka's annual import of onions has been 131,795 MTs per year during the given period. It was reported that India will impose a 40% export duty with immediate effect on onions after the 31st of December in an attempt to improve domestic availability of the vegetable, the Ministry of Finance said in a notification on Saturday.
Listen, no fake news, false flags, it is the real thing. Breaking records, making history, you know we got the big bling. 10 billion bonus all across the island. Ka-ching! Not millions, talking billions, yeah, it is the big win.
History's highest ever short bonus declaration for SLIC life policy holders in 2022 exceeds 10 billion rupees.
10 billion bonus gonna make your dreams come true. 10 billion bonus for you.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says Sri Lanka must not only boost the number of tourists but also consider elevating the pricing in order to refresh the industry. The President highlighted that the tourism industry stands as the paramount sector capable of swiftly advancing the country's economic objectives. The President's media division said the government has implemented numerous pivotal measures to promote the industry. The President emphasized the significance of substantial contributions from both the public and private sectors. He stressed that the government is diligently working to provide the necessary amenities for all stakeholders involved. Addressing the inauguration of the Hilton Yala Resort, President Ranil Wickremesinghe underscores the urgent need for comprehensive development in the region.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
CIB Janajaya Vasana. Unbelievable discounts and offers throughout August from CIB Janajaya Vasana. Come today itself.
Sri Lanka Customs says that a significant increase in financial fraud that are being carried out to deceive the people. The Additional Director General of Sri Lanka Customs, Sudatta Silva, states that fraudsters are using not only the customs letterheads and telephone numbers, but also the names of the customs officials. Sri Lanka Customs asserted that it will never demand to deposit money into the accounts of unknown individuals. Moreover, Mr. Silva urges the general public to inform the Sri Lanka Customs regarding such fraudulent activities and the individuals who are involved.
CIB Janajaya Vasana. Unbelievable discounts and offers throughout August from CIB Janajaya Vasana. Come today itself.
And now in world news headlines. The New York Times reports Ukraine war troop deaths, injuries near 500,000. Wildfire rages on Spain's Canary Islands. G20 Digital Minister, Human Rights and Privacy. The New York Times says the total number of Ukrainian and Russian troops who have been killed or injured is nearing 500,000 since Russia's invasion began 18 months ago. The article quotes US officials as saying Russia's military casualties are approaching 300,000, which includes as many as 120,000 deaths and up to 180,000 injuries. Ukrainian figures are put at close to 70,000 killed and up to 120,000 wounded. The newspaper cites the difficulty in estimating casualty figures, saying Russia is believed to routinely undercount its war dead and injured, and Ukraine does not disclose official figures. It says a slaughter intensified this year in eastern Ukraine. On one of Spain's Canary Islands, a raging wildfire has forced more than 26,000 people to evacuate from their homes. The fire started in a national park in the northern part of Tenerife Island around Tuesday. Local authorities say that the blaze has burnt about 5,000 hectares. In July, a large wildfire occurred on another island, but local authorities say the scale of the current blaze on Tenerife has never been seen before in the Canary Islands. Reuters news agency reported the island's popular tourist areas, including beach resorts, have not been affected so far, and that its 2 airports are operating normally. The Canary Islands attract tourists from all over the world, especially during the summer months, but extremely hot weather has engulfed parts of Europe this summer. Since July, wildfires have also ravaged forests in Greece and Italy. Ministers from the group of 20 countries have pledged to protect human rights and privacy while building digital economies. The G20 Digital Economy Ministers meeting was held on Saturday in the southern Indian city of Bengaluru. They discussed how to secure safety and economic growth as they move forward with digitalization. They affirmed the importance of security as governments and the private sector build infrastructure along with applicable legal frameworks and communication networks. The ministers affirmed the importance of prioritizing secure and inclusive approaches that respect human rights and protect personal data as they develop communication networks and legal frameworks. They discuss how the situation in Ukraine is impacting the global economy, and most of the countries strongly condemned the war in Ukraine. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. New York Times reports Ukraine war troop deaths, injuries near 500,000. Wildfire rages on Spain's Canary Islands. G20 digital ministers vow to protect human rights and privacy. That ends world news for now.
Development News is brought to you by
Job opportunities from Deshak Sri Lanka in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman, including company housemaid, salary 156,000 rupees, 23 to 57 years. Contact 037 7500 500.
The Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, asserted that the Road Development Authority, RDA, will not be privatized. Meeting with the joint trade unions of the Road Development Authority, the Minister also assured that the staff will not be reduced. The Minister added that the highways have been handed over to the Sahasya Investment Limited under the Ministry of Finance through a gazette with the approval of the Cabinet, and this has been done with the aim of increasing the assets on the balance sheet. It is not at all a handover to the private sector, he asserted. Chaminda Athaluge, Chairman of the Road Development Authority, the Director General of Road Development Authority, LVS Virakone, and the joint union representatives joined the meeting.
Job opportunities for women from Deshak Sri Lanka in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Oman. Company housemaids, caretakers and home cooks in Saudi Arabia for ages 23 to 57 years. Salaries starting from 156,000 rupees. Interviews are now on with foreign agents. You can now travel overseas free of charge. Branches: Colombo, Kurunagala, Anuradhapura and Matara. Contact number 037 7500 500. Deshak Sri Lanka Foreign Development Agency.
And now in sports news, Messi was hailed as the best in the world as he scored a 10th goal in 7 games to help his Inter Miami side to their first trophy. The 36-year-old Argentinian fired into the top corner from outside the box to give Miami the lead against Nashville SC in the league's cup final. Fafa Pico levelled in the second half to send the game to penalties. Miami sealed a 10-9 shootout win when Drake Chalander saved Nashville goalkeeper Elio Panico's spot kick. Miami had the worst record in Major League Soccer this season before World Cup winning forward Messi arrived last month alongside former Barcelona teammates Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets. They are now unbeaten in 7 games on their way to winning the League's Cup, a tournament featuring MLS and Mexican Liga MX clubs. It was the club's first trophy since being formed in 2020.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Underscoring its commitment to digital innovation, the DFCC Bank has won a number of awards recently, inclusivity and exceptional customer experiences. The awards include the FITI's Digital Excellence Award for its hybrid mobile banking app, the DFCC Virtual Wallet, the FE Merit Award for the DFCC Aloka launch campaign, and 2 awards of the Lanka Pay Technovation Awards. The DFCC Bank's Vice President Digital Strategy, Dinesh Jabamani, said that it was an honor to have won these prestigious awards that recognize our commitment to providing innovative and effective banking solutions to the customers.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news, Sri Lanka and Iran have set the tea for oil transaction. Sri Lanka and Iran have been in talks to engage in a tea for oil deal whereby Sri Lankan tea exporters will sell their teas to Iran and the payment of which will be made by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation as its debts to Iran for oil purchases are deducted accordingly. He noted that of the 80 exporters on the list of exporters to Iran, about 6 of them will be exporting the first consignment of teas under this agreement by early September. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Except for a few showers in the western and Sabaragama provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts, mainly fair weather will prevail over most parts of the island. Fairly strong winds, about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour, can be expected at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, the northern, north-central and the northwestern provinces, and in the Trikunamalaya, Hambantota and Monaragara districts. That was the weather report. And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President emphasizes the significance of substantial contributions from both the public and private sectors to promote tourism. The Media Minister says the professional photographers have opened new avenues to fetch foreign returns. The Examinations Commissioner General assures that the Grade 5 scholarship examination will be held as before. The Sri Lanka Railways are ready to operate a number of special trains in view of the Kandy Asala Festival. The Minister of Agriculture calls for an immediate report regarding the cultivation of big onions in Sri Lanka. The New York Times reports Ukraine war troop deaths injuries near 500,000. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka.